If you think of computers, the transistor was invented in the 50s and integrated circuits a few years later. And by the 60s, you had computers. It was okay, we have computers. We can calculate what we need. Why would anyone ever need a computer in their home? There's no clear use case. But then when you start providing low-cost computers, the use cases come up. And suddenly we all need a personal computer, which has made us so much more effective. Just like computers, it's time to unleash the same revolution in healthcare, in biology. We will enable lower and lower cost of sequencing. People will find more and more uses for sequencing. That's the beginning of decades of growth. All biological data is stored in one form, as DNA. Ultima started about 5.5 years ago with the basic vision that accessing DNA, being able to read DNA at high scale and low cost, is a must for pretty much every improvement in healthcare, biological research, oncology, longevity, and so forth. I was in the semiconductor industry. Every 18 months, every 24 months, our customers would shrink the design rules. They would take a certain amount of area of silicon and cram more features, more transistors into it, which made the computers more powerful, enabling more and more advanced diagnostics. I was looking around me at what's happening in healthcare, and I was astounded by how limited and data-starved or anecdotal their data was. You know, how do you feel? How much does it hurt? Does anybody else in the family have this? It's so all haphazard and limited, where there's got to be a source code, and there is a source code. It's the genomic information. It led me to the thought that if we can bring some of that ultra-high speed diagnosing from industry to biology to human health, we can make an impact.
The ability to bring the cost of sequencing down from $700 or $800 down to $100, this is a game changer. Everything from how we diagnose disease to how we think about choosing which drugs to treat people with, and how we monitor people with significant diseases so that we're catching those diseases at the much earlier stages versus later stages when they're much harder to treat. We connected to Gilad because of that vision, because of his technical expertise and his ability to get the job done, but also because of his leadership. And leadership is ultimately about leading people, assembling a team of experts around you that are aligned to a mission and to a vision.
My career, I was in part of a team that developed a test in order to identify the oncology patient, what subtype of cancer he had in order to give the right treatment. It was a very long and very expensive process, and only patient that has the money can use it. The reason that I joined Ultima is the dream that we can offer it to the entire population because it will be very cheap as a routine test, very similar to a blood test.
People ask us why we're in stealth for so long. We managed to get a lot of great people to join in the stealth mode because those people wanted to do the work. They didn't need the hype. What's incredibly fortunate and lucky that the investors were in the same mindset. When Emun came in, they obviously understood the field extremely well, understood where we are and where we need to go, and they played a pivotal role in many of the introductions we had to our first early access customers. So when we started reaching out to leading scientists in the world, the doors were open for us at some of the world's best genome centers.
When the company eventually did come out of stealth mode, it came out with a lot of data that was backed by the scientists at some of the leading genomic institutes around the world. Ultima is providing them with a platform to gather a significant amount of data, much more than they were able to get years ago. And that's just going to open up a whole range of biological opportunities. The $100 genome is just the beginning. Gilad and his team have built a platform that can generate much higher throughput and lower costs of sequencing. And I'm just really excited to see what the next generation of this platform is going to bring.
Today, the market for sequencing is about $5 billion a year. That may seem like a large market, but that's tiny. Because it's a very rare test for very rare conditions, it's very limited into research. Hard to estimate how large the market will be, but the end outcome is obvious. Every human on the planet gets sequenced every year. That's a very large number. The information is there. The information is actionable and meaningful. That data has to be read. That's our goal. Enable better diagnostics, better prevention, better treatment through more and more data.